Hello everyone, welcome to another live match with the average angler. We're at Shiplate farm fishery. We've drawn ourselves on peg 3 on the main lake, a nice peg. We're fishing something a bit different, a little mini league, 4 matches on this fishery, but it's a short pole league. Now by short pole, this is all the amount of pole that you're allowed to use. So you're allowed to use 1, 2, 3 sections. There's 3 sections there, that's it. It's a very interesting setup this is, because they're paying silvers and carp the same. The league runs simultaneously, so you can win the silvers league and the carp league. It's all based on points, so whatever you weigh in your silvers is weighed, and whatever you weigh in your carp is weighed, and then obviously you see where you come in your section for carp and for silvers. You can double bubble on the day. These are all quite different things that you don't normally get, so it's going to be interesting. On top of that, I've never fished a short pole league before, so I'm keeping it simple for my first go. So I've got this end of this reflection here. Right there's the limit to where I can fish. So I'm going to start there. I'm going to catch anything approach. I've got a couple of different rigs falling through the water hard on the bottom. Probably will start by just having a little look down here on corn, tapping in 5 bits of corn, and have a quick look for 20 minutes whilst I ping some bait out there and tap some bait in out there. Got to start by apologising for having chest cam only footage today. I left my memory card at home. That was a school error, so I only had the one camera. But here we are, we're 10 minutes into the match, and down on that left-hand edge, where I said I was going to try with the corn, sure enough, after sort of 10 minutes of waiting, just about to give up on it, and the float's buried. And we've hooked ourselves something decent here. And I'm already sort of happy about the decision that I made to step up the gear a little bit on this line, because I can tell straight away that this is a big fish. Just tapped in 5 grains of corn, as you saw at the start there, went over the top with my rig and just sat, and the float was motionless until, like a Houdini bite, it was gone. I played this fish for quite some time. I think we'll skip a little bit in a minute, just so that you're not sitting here and watching 10 minutes of me playing a fish. Get out of it. Come on. Sod off. What are you running into my equipment? Got the geese having a scrap on my peg. Last thing I need is one of them running through my pole, isn't it? Here we are, we just jumped a little bit there, sort of 10 minutes later, getting closer to netting this fish. Totally took me by surprise. I was expecting it to be a really rock hard day. The weather's not been brilliant. We've only got a short pole, so I didn't expect to catch so early, so quickly. I thought all the fish would be in the middle of the lake and we might not catch till the last minutes or hours. There he is, come on with a proper unit, well happy. That is a big fish. Oh. Not sure how big that is. But it's definitely, say again? That is a big fish. No, a big carp, mate. About 15 pound. No, he's in the net, mate. That'll do for a start, won't it? I'll give him 15, he might be bigger. Should have put me right way on. Yes, I'm going to tap another 5 bits of corn in. I'm going to turn the cameras off, save a bit of battery, and work out what's going on with the other camera. Put 5 bits of corn in that fish settle. He came straight out of the swim nicely, so he hasn't disturbed anything else that was in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bits I'll put in. And I'm going to top up the caster line as well, because that's going to give me a license to put on this for another 10 minutes. So as you saw, I put those 6 grains of corn in, and this is about 10 minutes later, which puts us around about 25, 26 minutes into the match. And I've hooked another big fish. As you can see here, I've had to put the top kit back on and chase him out because he's gone for a run. So I hooked him on the left there, and he's now running down towards peg 2 to me right. And I'm trying not to give him pole in this. I've got no option but to give him pole, because I'm realising that if I ain't careful, he could very quickly take me to the end of my short pole. Obviously, remember, we're on a short pole match here. and then I've got nowhere to go, and then it's just a case of been bottoming out. So I'm trying to make sure that as we push the pole out, he's working as hard as he possibly can to get every inch of pole, so that hopefully he's tired. Anyway, we managed to turn the fish. I've cut out a lot of that because it was quite a long battle, this one. As it says on the screen there, 10 minutes with my little Kaizen hook and 0.13 up length, which I was actually happy I'd stepped up to. So you can imagine how hard it's going to be to land these fish if you hook them on sort of the silvers line that I'm fishing with 0.11 up lengths or 0.10 up lengths and size 18 sort of silverfish hooks. It's going to be near on impossible, especially with sort of 5 and 6 elastics, because they're going to get to your end of your elastic really easy. So I just played him out, take my time. I'm with the realisation at this point that nobody else has caught anything of any note around me. I think I've seen one big skimmer come out on the opposite bank. So I'm sure that these fish are going to be worth their weight in gold, because I've got another double figure fish here now, £30 in the bag. We're only 25, 30 minutes, well, probably more like 40 minutes into the match with the amount of time it took me to land this one. But that's fine. I'd have took that at the start, and no doubt. I think if I'm right, I might show you the hook here. Just nicked he is on this fish. Only just nicked him. Surprised the hook held. Only just got him. There you are. There's a little 18 Kaizen, and it's hardly stretched out or anything. It's done a real good job. Flipping heck, Tone. That was bigger. Yeah, I reckon I've got £30 for 2 fish easy. Just fishing for silvers, Tom. Took me 13 minutes to get that in. 3.5 hours in. That was the end of the run of fish that I had down on that left hand edge. I did have another couple of looks. Probably spent another 30-40 minutes down there. Felt like, I had the right to do that after having those 2 big fish, but it wasn't happening. So we're now 3.5 hours into the match at this point. I have occasionally still tapped some corn down onto that left hand line, but what I'm doing now is fishing out straight in front of me on me as far as I can fish on my sort of silverfish line, and I'm tapping in maggots. So I started out pinging casters, tapping casters in, fishing a maggot on the hook, and the bites were ridiculously slow. And in the end I switched to tapping in maggots through the toss spot. I found it was more accurate than throwing, and I felt like it was just the wrong distance. It was not quite right for me to throw, and it was too close to catapult. So it was my own fault. I should have worked that out before we got there. And this is sort of stamper fish that we were catching, but I was quite happy, and I was just at this point I realised that my best chance was going to be to perhaps catch some carp late on again, hopefully down to that left hand edge. But I needed to try and keep myself in the silvers pool. And so what I'm doing is I'm being quite positive, and sadly I haven't caught it on camera because, like I say, my other camera was out. But that toss pot on the end of the pile, he's getting filled every single putting with maggots, and and at times I'm hooking little fish like that quite quickly. So I'm banging plenty of bait in down that sort of line, and I'm just trying different things like swinging the rig past or running it through, just trying to see what we can catch. We picked up odd silvers. It never ever got going compared to other people's silvers line on the day. Perhaps I didn't quite get it right, but I just stuck at it because I realised I had to try and keep myself in the running, so to speak. One point there, I've just been distracted behind me. The ducks were getting in and tangling me within my top kits, and whilst I was turning around behind me, the float goes under, and I catch what is a nice roach. And these were sporadic. Occasionally, I had little runs of them. They were nice fish. I'd have been much happier catching those sort of quickly than I was catching the little tiny things that you've just seen. But you've got to keep putting fish in your net in these winter leagues, and just hope that something works for you. I hope you get a run of something better. So it's 10 to 3. We're fishing till 4, so we've got an hour and 10 minutes left, and all that maggot going in on the silvers line eventually resulted in the inevitable, which was me hooking a proper carp. Another one of those massive units, and at this point I'm just like, I'm never getting this out. I've got a size 18 Drennan silverfish hook on, 010 hook length, 6 elastic, and I'm taking my time with it. But I'm pretty much resigned myself to the fact that I ain't getting this fish out. But I thought, might as well give it a try. Got nothing to lose at this point. I'm not catching a fat lot over the maggot line, so I thought, let's see what we can do. Whilst I was playing this fish, I was starting to think, well, if this guy, if I've hooked this fish over the maggot line, then maybe that's a sign that these carp have decided to come back on the feed. All the time I've been sort of putting 4 or 5 grains of corn down that left-hand line where I caught the big ones from. So I was thinking after this, I might give it another 10 or 15 minutes on the silvers line, see if now this carp's out of the way, I can get some better silvers. But if not, then I can go down that left-hand edge and see if I can get a decent finish on the corn with some better fish. So let's just watch this pan out now. So at this point you can see here, look, I've got loads of elastic in my hand and I'm thinking, oh, I'm doing all right with this fish, I might have a chance of landing it. And then suddenly the elastic's all been taken back and the fish is running hard to my right. And I'm reluctant to chase him too much because I'm thinking if once he starts getting ahead of steam up, I just can't stop him on this gear. I've just got to try and turn him. So you can see me changing the angles, trying to get his head pointing back towards me. But there it is. I think he snaps the hook length. So I'll give it another 10 or 15 minutes on that maggot line and didn't really manage any sort of better fish. So I thought it's time to go down. I had about 45 minutes left in the match. I thought I'd go down to my left-hand line where I caught those carp from. I managed to get myself a nice skimmer, like the best skimmer I've had of the day over the corn line. So I topped it back up, went back over it. And when I hooked this fish, I thought I'll put the cameras on. So anyway, I just netted him. And it didn't take me very long to land this fish. He's a little bit more of a manageable size than the bigger ones. And I thought, oh, I wonder if I'm going to get a few of these now and maybe put a little run of sort of more reasonable fish together. You can see he's, I'd guess, what, £6 or something like that, £5 or £6 of this one. There we are, we hooked another one. Went back down there and we hooked another one shortly afterwards. And all I was doing was just tapping in a few grains of corn after each fish. Sometimes I was waiting a couple of minutes and sometimes I was having to wait, as long as 10 minutes to get any sort of sign or indication. I wasn't getting lots of liners or movements on the float that might make me think there was loads of fish down there. I was literally getting sort of no indications whatsoever, and then the float's gone. These are pretty positive bites even for this time of the year. This fish here, he's a decent sized one, this. But I don't think he realises that he's hooked, because there we are, that's from hooking to landing all live there. So that's quite quickly. That's the quickest one I landed all day. And I think I sort of kind of shocked him into the net. He didn't really realise what was going on. And then to make things even better for me, he actually threw the hook out in the net there. So I'm trying to get the hook out from the net. I'm trying to find the hook at this point because I can't work out where he's hooked, but he's actually in the net. So I must have thrown it out as he's gone in. So perfect. They're the sort of fish we like. In landed quickly and unhooked themselves. So back down the edge again, same process. I didn't bother filming or I've edited out the bits where I keep putting corn in, but it's pretty obvious what's going on. Just tapping in 4 or 5 bits of corn through that pole pot, and then simply just waiting for one to come and have it. Obviously, I'm aware, I haven't got much time, so I've left it to the last 45 minutes to go down there, which may have been a mistake. With hindsight, I was thinking perhaps I should have gone down there a bit earlier because I might have had 4 or 5 more. This one wasn't landed as quickly as it looks on the video there. I've cut a big chunk out in the middle, but there's another nice big fish now. The big ones are back. It's a nice long, lean common. And then with 2 minutes left in the match, managed to get back down there again and hook another one. So at this point I'm thinking, brilliant. I'm just going to be taking my time and take as long as I need to land this fish, because I'm not going to get back out and hook another one. Just Just got to do my best to try and get this one in the net and make sure it counts. This one's woke up now. Fucking thing. I can't get him in, mate. My arm's going to fall off in a minute. Every time he comes near the surface, he's just too big for me to. I can't scoop him. I've got to wait for him to be tired. He's got to be getting tired because I'm getting tired. I don't know if he's as big as the other ones or what. I'll tow him in the water. Get me in that net. He's in. Got him. He's a big boy. Oh yeah, he's a big boy. He's a big boy. Woo! Got him, Tone. Jesus wept, he was massive.